Welcome back, YouTube. It's your host, Bruce GNT, and man, we're here to talk about some foolishness. I'm not even gonna waste any time. I'm gonna let you guys be the judge of it. We're gonna jump straight into this video. Let's go.
A Metro Atlanta pastor wants to expand a boycott against Target. Reverend Jamal Bryant initially called for African American consumers to launch a nationwide fast against the retail giant after it did away with its DEI policies.
The boycott was supposed to end on Easter, but now the Reverend wants it to continue. Fox News' Christopher King is in life.
I'm not trying to pause this too much. The boycott's still going on. I don't go to Target because it's too expensive for my blood. I'm cheap. So I don't go to Target. I have no reason to really go to Target. I go to Target maybe to browse. They have healthy candy alternatives, kinda, sorta. So I didn't know they were still boycotting. I thought it was only a one-day thing. I didn't know they were still boycotting.
California tonight, where they held a meeting to discuss the way forward. Christopher?
That's right, Courtney and Tom. That meeting is wrapping up right about now, and they just held that right here at Salem Bible Church. Reverend Jamal Bryant wants the public to continue to boycott. Why? He says the company has not met demands.
They promised they would do something, and then they reneged on it.
Edward Williams supports a nationwide boycott against Target.
I don't know if I'll ever go back.
Williams was one of hundreds of people who crowded Salem Bible Church in Lithonia Tuesday evening. They backed calls for extending a partial fast, a break from shopping at Target, into a full-fledged boycott.
When they don't see our dollars, they miss that.
It's so critical and important that corporations would recognize and respect the black dollar and our consumer power.
Reverend Jamal Bryant is pastor of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. He launched a 40-day fast of the big box chain store during Lent until Easter. This after the retail giant abandoned diversity, equity, and inclusion policies under pressure from the Trump administration.
Their stock has gone down at the bottom of it. Their valuation has gone down as well as their foot traffic.
Reverend Bryant has said so far Target has agreed to one demand: make good on a previous $2 billion pledge to support black businesses. But he says the retail giant has not met other demands, including depositing hundreds of millions of dollars into black-owned banks and bringing back DEI. So now he's calling for a continuation of the boycott.
Corporation.
Let me just stop this nonsense right here. They're not gonna meet your demands. They're not. They're gonna They're gonna back black-owned businesses if they make the cut. And what I mean by that is if they see that they're making money, i.e. making them money, and that they're bringing in the foot traffic, they're going to keep them there. Because the point of a business is to make money. And I'm not going to have a product in my business that doesn't make any money taking up space. It's not a black or white thing. It's a common sense thing. It's a money-making thing. That's it. It's not that big of a deal. Another thing, too. Well, actually, two things I kind of want to address, and then we'll jump right back in. Where is all this whenever the black communities are suffering? Because there's still a lot of black communities within the Atlanta area and outside the Atlanta area that aren't doing so well. What about that? Homelessness is still rampant. Every time I go to Atlanta, I see homeless people, especially homeless black people. I don't see them stand up to do any of that. You don't hear any of this. Another thing, they keep talking about the black dollar. Is the black dollar that powerful? And I'm not asking to be facetious. I'm asking to be like a genuine question. And I'm asking because we'll hold off on that. We'll get there.
Will see that they can't take black dollars for granted and that we're in here for the long haul.
I never support boycotts.
Martha Zoller is a conservative panelist with Fox 5's The Georgia Gang. She does not support DEI, but she says consumers have a right to spend their money where they see fit.
I am a capitalist, so I think that you can get to people as far as spending your money.
We called Target, we emailed them, we are waiting for a response. Live in Lithonia, Christopher.
You ain't gonna get one. You're not gonna get one because it's stupid. What do you want them to do? You just want them to just give money to like that whole demand? Pour over $100 million into black banks. Just give them why? How does that work? Why would they do that? For what? It doesn't make any sense. Maybe I'm missing something. Let me know in the comments. I know you guys will let me know in the comments, but just educate me if I'm missing something, please. What else? They keep talking about how powerful the black dollar is. They keep talking about how black people have the biggest and most amount of spending power within this country. I'm not sure if that's necessarily true, but this is what they were saying. All right, we're just gonna go based off of that. What confuses me on a consistent basis is how we keep talking about how powerful our dollar is and how we make all this, or how we spend all this money, spend the money. But then when we talk about how much money we make and everything like that, we keep talking about how we're disenfranchised, we don't make enough money, oh, the black people at the bottom of the barrel, yada, 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 yada. If we are spending, because I did look up this part, because in 2019, we were on track to spend over $960 billion. But apparently we don't make that much money. Black people disenfranchised. We're so poor. Making up 14% of the population. This year, I think we're on track, or was it last year? We're on track to spend $1.3 trillion. Can someone make that annually? These are all annually. It's not like over the course of years. It's annually. Can someone help that make sense to me? Because when I heard it, I was worried. I didn't hear it and go, oh my God, yeah, we're so strong, we're so powerful. I heard that and I was like, okay, something is wrong here. Because if we keep talking about how much money we don't make, how we're struggling, how the black community is this, that, and the third, how is it that we're spending so much goddamn money and yet we don't make that much? I heard that and I was worried. I was like, you know what? This speaks to a bigger problem that black people aren't spending their money wisely. Damn the black dollar, damn the whatever the other dollar they have that's color coordinated with the people. Damn that. We should probably take time to really look at what we're doing, look at how we're spending money and figure out how is it that we're so at the bottom of the barrel, but yet we're spending so much. How? How? And not all of it's essential. You can't convince me that all of it's essential. You can't. I know what the common people spend. I know. I'm one of them. And I know the things I have to hold myself back from spending. A lot of it is pure nonsensical and just dumbassery. So I know what other people that may not be as educated, not saying that they're stupid, but they're a little more ignorant when it comes to their finances, and people that honestly just don't give a damn. I know how much they're spending. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's so much. So much. But to pretty much close out my rant, I think it's important for us to really pay attention and look at, you know, what's being said, and not only what's being said, but what's not being communicated directly. We need to really get a handle on our community and figure out, okay, how is it that we keep saying that we're at the bottom, but yet we spend so much? How is it that we keep saying that we're at the bottom, but our black dollar is so important? How is it that we're not realizing the power that we have until something drastic happens and we go, oh man, we gotta stand up for this? How is it that now we're realizing how powerful we are? How is it that our communities are still suffering and there's not as much outreach? There's not as much boycotting when it comes to like violence and keeping our communities clean and keeping our communities safe and everything like that, or making sure that when we see people that look like us on the street, that we at least give them some type of help, whether it's a bottle of water, whether it's some type of food or something like that. Why is it that it's only in instances like this where it's a program that wasn't active for a whole long period of time? They only enacted it because of what happened to George Floyd in 2020. Before then, it wasn't a thing, and black people were still getting on. Like, black businesses didn't just now get into Target in 2020. That's not what was going on. We've been in Target for a while now. So DEI going away does literally nothing. But besides that point, I'm just confused. That's what I'm confused about. How is it that we have all this mouth and all this, you know, activism and this ability to speak out and stand up for one another when it's something like this, but when it comes to safety in our communities, cleanliness in our communities, and just making sure that our brothers and sisters to the left and right of us are safe, we're not doing that. You know, I don't know. It's just kind of crazy to me. Maybe I'm just talking out my ass. Maybe I know what I'm talking about, but I'm just saying, I see this and I kind of just shake my head going, how? And I could talk shit because I don't really spend money in general, much less go to Target. Target is too rich for my blood. The whole thing is just kind of crazy. Yeah, I think we need to do better. If you want to partake in this boycott, you're free to do so. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm not saying, I am going to say stupid, but you could do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. I'm not the leading authority on this, you know? I'm not the end all be all. But yeah, just, I don't know. We need to try to live better with each other before we start focusing on nonsense like this. Personally. But that's it for this video. You guys already know the drill. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment down below, tell me your thoughts. If you agree with me, cool. Tell me why you agree with me. If you disagree with me, even better. Tell me why you disagree with me. Tell me why I'm wrong. You know, I ain't gonna tell you to call me a name, but you're free to say whatever you want within reason. So just go ahead and do that. And subscribe if you want more. Peace.